Modern day hot Golfs have awesome power thanks to multi-valve engines and forced induction, but back in 1974 it was a very different story. When the Golf was launched, it was the flagship replacement for the Beetle, the people's car. It was intended as affordable, reliable family transport available as a 3 or 5 door hatchback with either 1.1 or 1.5 litre engines. The car was a major departure for Volkswagen, employing a transversely mounted water-cooled inline-4. However, this car, along with its coupe cousin, the Scirocco, would form the backbone of the company's sales for decades to follow. Dependable, reliable and supremely useful it was, but sporty it was not. Behind closed doors, Alfons Lohenberg and his team embarked on the Sport Golf project, in a story that's been recounted time and time again. Their endeavours eventually bore fruit in the form of the Golf GTI. Rumour has it that the board at Volkswagen were reluctant to commission the car because they'd had their knuckles rapped by the German government for producing the GT Beetle. It was apparently irresponsible to make such a powerful car available to the masses. For this reason, the 110 bhp Golf GTI was subject to a limited production run of just 5,000 examples, with an order book that filled up considerably faster than expected. The limit was removed and the rest is, as they say, history. In parallel to the Sport Golf project, Germany's oldest Volkswagen tuning company, Oettinger, established 1946, had already seen the potential in the lowly Golf. Their initial offering came to market in 1975 with power height from 70 to 85 horsepower, and then up to 100 later that same year. The following year, when the order books opened for the fabled GTI, Gerhard Oettinger concocted a conversion which saw a power hike to 125 brake horsepower. By today's standard, a relatively modest output, but please consider the Mark I Golf is such a lightweight car and then realize that the Oettinger GTI would do 0 to 60 in just 5.2 seconds. So in 1976, Oettinger were building Golfs that were able to accelerate as quickly as a modern-day Golf R. Just 1 year later, at the 1977 Frankfurt International Automotive Exhibition, Oettinger showed something very special. An early development prototype of a 16-valve EA827 engine. This took the standard GTI power up to 136 brake horsepower whilst retaining the standard 1.6-litre capacity, 1.5 million Deutschmarks, 4 years development, and over 3,000 hours on the test bed, and the Golf Oettinger 16E was ready. This car had been refined into a package as user-friendly as the GTI upon which it was based. It boasted 136 horsepower. That's just 3 less than Volkswagen's Mark II Golf GTI 16V that came several years later. Because the engine was so beautifully balanced and meticulously built, the red line was raised to 7,500 RPM. This car was an absolute screamer. By 1981, the heat and the hot hatch race was being turned up, with manufacturers building ever more powerful versions of their biggest selling hatchbacks. The prestige of a hot model would create enthusiast interest and raise the company profile, which would boost sales across the whole range. One such car was the Renault 5 Gordini Turbo, which utilized a Garrett T3 turbocharger to shove some fire in its belly. To drive, these cars are absolutely seat-of-the-pants electric. They are adrenaline-inducing firecrackers. Unfortunately for Volkswagen of France, they took the shine off the Golf GTI, which was a solid, dependable car which could cut a dash, but didn't make you feel like you were on the ragged edge like Renault's baby did. France had very strict regulation regarding what could and could not be done to a car. So many of the ever-popular Go Faster goodies that could be bolted to a GTI were outlawed there. There was only one possible way to solve this problem: create a white-hot version of the Golf GTI and add it to the standard Volkswagen model lineup. Each day, 8 Golf GTIs would leave the Oettinger premises bound for France. They'd be wearing a BBS body kit, 15-inch cup, alloy wheels, a quad lamp grille fitted with Sibi Oscar driving lamps in the inner position. Under the bonnet was the same 1.6 16-valve engine that graced the 16E, badged as a Golf GTI 16S. The car was sold out of Volkswagen dealers throughout France as a standard model. In all, 1,250 examples of this screamer were produced.